Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us here on Market Day Report. I'm John Jenkinson, and we had an overnight sale to report first thing this morning. 120,000 metric ton of hard red spring wheat. And this one is going to Bangladesh, is the overnight sale here this morning to report. Well, let's get a kind of a feel for where things are headed here this morning as we visit with Jim McCormick, Allendale Incorporated. Jim, first thing here this morning going into the day trade, beans were a little bit weaker, corn on the mixed side, wheat had a little bit of strength there as we went into the pause.
Yeah, the wheat pretty much, I think the strength came in. It was a little bit, started firming around 6 o'clock this morning, and it really kind of accelerated when that flash headline sale of selling wheat to Bangladesh. You don't hear a lot of sales to Bangladesh, actually, but it's nice to see we're moving it. That shows the trade that, hey, the world is looking at buying our wheat. We're competitively priced, and that's what we need to see is export demand, and hopefully that's the first day of many sales down the line.
Chicago wheat up 2 1/4, Kansas City wheat up 3, Minneapolis wheat up 1 3/4 this morning. But let's talk about what could happen later on today, Jim. We've got that world supply and demand estimate that is staring us down now here toward the latter part of the week. What are you folks there at Allendale Incorporated watching for in specifics today in the market?
Well, right now what we're looking at going into today is probably a little bit of positioning for the report. I mean, by all accounts, this crop's going to get bigger. The average trade guess is for the yield, corn yield to grow by about 1/2 bushel. The bean yield to grow about 1/2 bushel is the average trade guess. So you'll be seeing these traders. We've seen a lot of buying. Beans are about 7-week highs yesterday. So you might see a little bit of profit taken as people say, look, I don't want to get caught on a surprise report. These reports have definitely caught the trade over the last couple of months, leaning the wrong way, so I think some profit taking is going to be there. The other thing is, we all know it's been just soaking wet across the Midwest the last week and a half. It seems like hardly a tractor is moving, trying to get this crop harvested. Well, it looks like maybe that weather pattern is going to change as we get to the latter half of October. It is going to be cooler than normal, but it does look like it's going to be drier than normal, so hopefully we can get some stuff harvested, and that will also put a little bit of pressure on the market, I would guess, as farmers try to sell some of that stuff out of the field and reduce risk in front of this big report.
I'm glad that you bring that up because Marlon Bowling and I were having discussions yesterday with some traders who were talking about maybe the quiet whisper concern is what could happen to this soybean yield if we would continue to see these rains over and over and over and be relentless and not be able to get into the field.
It would be a problem. I mean, I don't know if it's going to affect the yield dramatically, John. More than anything, it probably is more of a quality issue. And then it just becomes the farmer just gets hit even harder. I know there's some quality issues with some beans down in far southern Indiana. One of my customers is telling me, and they're getting docked 50 to 75 cents bringing that into the market. So that's what will really hurt is more quality than anything else. The fact of the matter is this: we've got so much grain. If we'd actually lose 10 million bushels of beans due to weather issues, unfortunately, it's not going to be a big game changer until we get China buying our beans.
Jim McCormick, Allendale Incorporated, on the line with us. Stay tuned. When we come back, we've got livestock information headed your way next here on the Market Day Report.